think of it like a preparation stroke or a setup stroke. If I'm playing an accent and I know that after the accent I want to play softer notes, well, I know that to play softer notes I need to drop the stick from a low height. That's a lot softer than... Okay, so if I'm playing an accent and I know that I have to play softer strokes, there's no point me letting the stick rebound all the way to the start just to have to bring it down again to play a softer stroke. So I may as well just leave it down after the stroke. So if we were to graph that out, if we have speed down here and volume up on the left, okay, you want to be able to do all of the combinations in between. Okay, so what you might find is, when you're practicing certain exercises, you might find, for instance, that as you try and play faster, I've seen this happen a lot, and it happened for me as well. When you try and play fast, that because you're using more energy to play fast, sometimes we overcompensate, and with that extra energy, we actually end up playing loud as well. Even if we didn't mean to, even if we're not aware of it. Sometimes, just because we're using more energy to play fast, we end up playing louder as well. There, I'm dropping the stick from round about 0.5 centimetre off the drum head. It's barely off the drum head, and it's extremely soft. Look at it. Now I'll go up in very, very small increments, not just tap half full. Louder notes when you play heel up. So a majority of people who play, rock, funk, metal, fusion, they play heel up. And again, it's not a drastic thing. It just means that the heel is just off the plate a little bit. Really, your drum kit technique as such is just a combination or an accumulation of a few different things. First of all, it's the ability to be able to play in and out of many different hand and foot techniques. Okay, so being able to play your molar technique, your push-pull, regular just rebound stroke, wrist, all of your different foot patterns as well, and being able to play in and out of those without, stumbling or really choking up. So a certain amount of finesse and fluidity there. Have a look at my shoulder here. Okay, I don't need to have my shoulder all the way back like that. It feels like it's almost hyperextended. Okay, all I do if I want to play naturally is just go like this. Okay, and you can see there. Yes, one of my hands is playing French grip, one of my hands is playing wrist up. Is that a problem? No, that's not a problem. That's fine. That's what happens when you play the drums. Notice when I'm playing like this, my snare drum isn't changing because it doesn't need to. My right hand is changing because it needs to. Okay, here I've got a really standard skin. It's just a Remo coated ambassador, which is a really standard skin for a snare drum, and also toms. So just make sure that everything's sitting perfectly flat there. This isn't actually a brand new skin. It's a couple of days old. I prefer skins after I've played them for a couple of days. I find that a brand new skin sort of crackles and it's almost like it's over articulate. I prefer just has a slightly warmer sound after I've played it for a couple of days. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Okay, that's round about. That's almost the sound that I go for. I'm just going to tweak it a little bit more. I'm just going to... Okay, so what does this bass drum sound like now that I've got that skin and the tuning and so forth? Sounds like this. Yes, I'm using a stick just to give me a bit of an indication. Now that has an amount of resonance on the front head that I can hear, and I would call that the bottom end. It's only a 20-inch bass drum, so it's not going to have a lot of bottom end, okay? It's not going to be a deep drum. It's not a 22. It's only a 20. If I wanted an even tighter sound, so I didn't want that resonance, that lower end resonance, what I do is push the two towels that I've got in the drum, okay? I'd push them up against the beater head, the batter head. So I'm going to do that now. And you'll hear that this sound is even tighter, as in shorter, again. If anything, that one sounds a little bit higher. You'll notice that in all of those examples, quarters, eighths, and sixteenths, that they were exact doubles of the previous note value. Okay, so 16th notes are exactly twice as fast as eighths, which are exactly twice as fast as quarters. Okay, the next one that we'll look at, which is a little bit different, is triplets. Now, triplets are actually 3 even hits per beat. So triplets are counted as this. If this is our pulse, 1, 2, 3, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.